The hospital room in Lagos buzzed with tension as Nneka clutched her swollen belly, sweat beading on her forehead like morning dew on plantain leaves, while the doctor announced the baby's arrival with a sharp cry that pierced the humid air. Eze, her husband of 5 years, paced the tiled floor, his fists clenched tight, eyes darting to the door where Kelechi, his best friend and business partner, hovered like a shadow, pretending to check his phone but stealing glances at Nneka's face twisted in pain. "Push harder, my love," Eze whispered, his voice cracking like dry Hanatan wind. But Nneka's mind flashed to stolen nights under the mango tree with Kelechi, her heart pounding louder than the beeping machines. As the baby emerged, wrapped in a white cloth, the nurse held him up, his tiny fists waving like he already knew the storm he was born into. Eze reached out first, tears streaming down his cheeks, calling the boy "my son Chima." But Kelechi's hand trembled nearby, his dark eyes locking with Nneka's in a silent plea that screamed betrayal louder than any words. The room fell silent except for the baby's wail, and Nneka bit her lip, tasting blood, wondering how long she could hide that the child looked nothing like Eze but mirrored Kelechi's sharp jaw and curly hair. Outside, the Lagos traffic honked endlessly, but inside, the air thickened with unspoken accusations as Eze cooed at the baby, oblivious for now. Kelechi slipped a note into Nneka's hand under the blanket. "We need to talk, Abi." His fingers lingering too long, sending shivers up her arm. Nneka nodded weakly, her chest heaving, knowing this birth was just the beginning of a scandal that could tear their lives apart like a ripped kente cloth. Back home in the Keja, Nneka rocked Chima in the wooden cradle, the scent of akara frying in the kitchen, mixing with the baby's milky breath. But her mind raced to the text from Kelechi. "Meet me at our spot tonight, no excuses." As he burst in from work, his tie loosened, dropping his bag with a thud and scooping up the baby. But his smile faded when he noticed Nneka's distant gaze, her fingers twisting the edge of her wrapper nervously. "Wetin dey worry you, eh?" Eze asked, his voice soft like palm wine. But Nneka forced a laugh, hiding the guilt that burned her throat hotter than pepper soup. That night, under the flickering street light near the old market, Kelechi pulled Nneka into the shadows, his hands gripping her waist like he owned her, whispering, "The boy na mine, I know am for sure. Those eyes, them be like my papa own." Nneka pushed him away, her heart hammering, tears welling up as she hissed, "You dey craze? Eze na good man, he no deserve this wahala." But Kelechi's lips curled into a sly smile, revealing a gold tooth that gleamed like stolen treasure. The moon watched overhead as they argued in hushed tones, the distant sound of Okada bikes roaring. But Nneka felt trapped, her secret swelling like the Lagos lagoon during rainy season. By dawn, Nneka sneaked back home, her feet sore from the walk, only to find Eze awake, staring at a photo on his phone, an old one of her and Kelechi laughing too closely at a party. "Who sent this?" he demanded, his voice thundering like a storm, phone shaking in his hand. Nneka's stomach dropped, realizing someone had seen them, and the betrayal was unraveling faster than she could weave lies. The family gathering in the compound turned chaotic when Aunty Ngozi, with her loud gele and sharper tongue, pointed at Chima and declared, "This pikin no resemble Eze at all no. See the nose, e be like Kelechi own." Laughter died in throats as eyes shifted, the aroma of jollof rice forgotten amidst the rising whispers like smoke from a charcoal fire. Eze's face darkened, his spoon clattering to the plate, while Nneka scooped up the baby, her arms trembling, shooting a glare at Kelechi, who sat across, smirking into his fufu like he enjoyed the drama. Later, alone in the bedroom, Eze confronted Nneka, his voice low and dangerous. "Tell me true, na Kelechi dey the father?" She collapsed onto the bed, sobbing, the fan whirring overhead like her spinning thoughts, finally admitting the affair that started during Eze's long business trips to Abuja. But as tears flowed, Kelechi banged on the door, bursting in with a DNA test kit he'd bought secretly and yelled, "Let's settle am now, no more hide and seek." The twist hit when the results came back days later via email. Chima wasn't Kelechi's either, but belonged to a third man, Ifeanyi, Nneka's ex from university, who'd reappeared last year for just one night. Eze staggered back, betrayal slicing deeper than a machete, while Kelechi laughed bitterly, realizing he'd been played too. Nneka buried her face in her hands, the scandal exploding like fireworks in the night sky. Whispers spread through the Lagos neighborhood like wildfire in dry grass, with market women gossiping about Nneka's double trouble over baskets of yams and tomatoes. Eze, nursing his wounded pride with bottles of Star beer at the local bar, slammed his glass down when Kelechi showed up, eyes bloodshot, demanding, "How you go let her fool us both, eh?" Their fists flew in a blur, chairs toppling, the barman shouting for peace as blood mixed with spilled drinks on the sticky floor. Nneka, hiding at her mother's house in Oshobo, cradled Chima close, the scent of ogbono soup from the kitchen doing little to calm her racing heart. But a knock revealed Ifeanyi, tall and charming as ever, holding flowers and saying, "I hear say the pikin na mine no, make we run away together." She slapped him hard, the sting echoing her rage, but his grin widened, revealing he'd been watching her all along, plotting to claim what he thought was his. Back in Lagos, Eze and Kelechi, bruised and bandaged, formed an unlikely alliance over palm wine, vowing to expose Ifeanyi's dark secret. He was married with kids in Abuja, making this betrayal even juicier. The plot thickened as they hacked his phone, finding messages proving he'd seduced Nneka knowingly to destroy Eze's marriage for revenge over an old business deal gone sour. The confrontation exploded in a crowded Abuja hotel lobby, where Ifeanyi checked in with his secret family, only for Eze and Kelechi to storm in, waving printed messages like weapons. "You thief my wife and plant your seed, Abi," Eze roared, his voice booming over the marble floors, while Ifeanyi's wife gasped, clutching her children, the air thick with perfume and shock. Kelechi grabbed Ifeanyi's collar, twisting it tight, as hotel security rushed in. But not before Ifeanyi spat. "Nneka came to me willing. She say you two no satisfy her." Nneka, alerted by a frantic call, drove through the night, rain lashing the windshield like her tears, arriving to find the men in a standoff. Chima's photo passed around like evidence in a court. She confessed everything, the loneliness, the passion, the regrets, her voice breaking like waves on Lagos beach. But Ifeanyi dropped a bomb. "The baby no even be mine. I lied to stir trouble." Gasps filled the room as he laughed maniacally, revealing he had faked the DNA to blackmail Nneka for money. The twist unraveled further when a real test, done secretly by Exe, showed Tima was his after all. The earlier doubts just shadows from Nneka's guilt. Betrayal circled back, leaving everyone stunned, the hotel lights flickering like uncertain futures. In the dim light of a Yoruba shrine outside Lagos, Nneka knelt before the Babalawo, incense smoke curling around her like accusing fingers, begging for a potion to erase the scandals. The old man chuckled, his beads rattling, saying, "Love and betrayal na like ogbanje spirits, them no dey die easy," but handed her a vial anyway, warning of consequences. As she drank it under the full moon, visions flashed, Eze's tender touches, Kelechi's fiery kisses, Ifeanyi's deceitful smiles, her body shivering with feverish regret. Eze, meanwhile, met Kelechi at their old office, papers strewn like falling leaves, deciding to dissolve their partnership amid bitter words. "You betray me for my wife, now we both lose." But Kelechi revealed a hidden recording of Ifeanyi admitting the fake paternity, his eyes gleaming with revenge, proposing they team up to ruin him instead. Their handshakes sealed a pact, the air heavy with the scent of ink and unresolved anger. But a call from Nneka interrupted. She was hallucinating from the potion, claiming ghosts of past lovers haunted her. The juicy turn came when Ifeanyi, sensing danger, kidnapped Chima from the nanny, sending a ransom note laced with threats. Pay or lose the boy forever. Panic gripped Nneka as she screamed into the phone, the betrayal escalating to danger, sirens wailing in the distance like a dirge. Police sirens blared through Abuja streets as Eze and Kelechi chased Ifeanyi's car, tires screeching on potholed roads, the baby crying from the back seat audible over the phone tracker. "Hold on, my son," Eze shouted into the wind, his knuckles white on the steering wheel, while Kelechi loaded a hidden gun, muttering, "This man go pay for all the wahala." Ifeanyi swerved wildly, honking at downfall buses, but a sudden pothole flipped his car, metal crunching like bones, smoke rising as bystanders gathered. Nneka arrived on the scene, heart in her throat, pushing through the crowd to snatch Chima unharmed from the wreck, her tears mixing with the boys as she rocked him. Ifeanyi, bloodied but alive, confessed from the stretcher, "I no be the father. I just want destroy you all for cheating me in business years ago." The police handcuffed him, but the real shock hit when Nneka revealed the potion's vision. Kelechi had been sterile all along, proven by old medical records she'd found. Betrayal looped again as Kelechi's face paled, realizing his claims were impossible, his hands shaking as he backed away. Eze embraced Nneka tentatively, the air electric with forgiveness and doubt. But a new twist loomed. An anonymous letter arrived, hinting at another lover in Nneka's past. The letter burned in Nneka's hands like hot coal, scrawled words accusing her of a fling with Obinna, Eze's cousin, during a family wedding in Enugu 2 years back. She crumpled it, the paper rustling like dry leaves. But Obinna showed up at their door, sweat glistening on his brow, denying everything with wide eyes. Now lie, sister-in-law, who they spread this poison? Eze read the note aloud, his voice steady, but fists clenched, the living room tense with the smell of unfinished dinner cooling on the table. Kelechi, eavesdropping from outside, burst in laughing, revealing he'd forged the letter to test loyalties, his gold tooth flashing like a villain's badge. You all too gullible, Abi. But now we see true colors. He sneered, but Nneka slapped him, the sound echoing, tears streaming as she yelled, "Enough of this game. The baby na Eze's. End of story." The room erupted in shouts, furniture tipping, until police from the earlier incident arrived, arresting Kelechi for aiding Ifeanyi's escape attempt. The scandal peaked when Obinna confessed a half-truth. He'd kissed Nneka once, drunk on ogororo, but nothing more, his remorse pouring out like rain. As they stormed out into the night, betrayal fresh again, leaving Nneka weeping on the floor, Chima's innocent coos the only pure sound in the chaos. Under the baobab tree in the village square, Eze sought advice from elders, their wrinkled faces lit by lantern light, palm wine passing around as they murmured about love's tangled roots. One elder slapped his knee, saying, "Forgive or cut loose, but no half-half," his words heavy like pounded yam. Eze nodded, memories of Nneka's laughter flooding back, mixed with the sting of deceit, his heart aching like a fresh wound. Returning home, he found Nneka packing bags, Chima strapped to her back, her eyes red-rimmed. "I go leave, make you find peace." But Eze blocked the door, pulling her close, whispering, "We start fresh, no more secrets." Their embrace warm amid the cool evening breeze. Kelechi, released on bail, watched from afar, jealousy twisting his gut, plotting one last move. Anonymous calls to the press about the baby with two fathers scandal. The juicy exposure hit social media like a bomb. Hashtags trending in Lagos, with photos of all involved splashed online. Nneka's phone buzzed endlessly, friends turning foes. But in the frenzy, a DNA retest confirmed Eze as father, debunking all lies. Betrayal's web snapped, leaving Kelechi isolated, his schemes crumbling like old mud walls. Years later, in a quiet Lagos suburb, Nneka and Eze watched Chima play football in the yard, his laughter ringing like bells. The scars of betrayal faded, but not forgotten. Eze squeezed her hand, saying, "We survived the storm, eh?" His eyes soft with rebuilt trust, the air scented with blooming hibiscus. But a knock brought Kelechi, reformed and apologetic, holding a gift for Chima. "I come beg, make peace." Nneka hesitated, memories soared in like high tide, but invited him in, the table set with egusi soup as they talked through the night. Kelechi revealed Ifeanyi's prison fate and his own therapy, tears flowing freely, the room warm with tentative forgiveness. The twist ended sweetly when Chima called Kelechi uncle, unaware of the past, binding them in unexpected family ties. The scandal that once rocked Nigeria
became a whispered tale, teaching love's resilience amid betrayal's thorns. Eze and Nneka renewed vows under the stars. Chima between them, the baby's two fathers, now allies in his life. Peace settled like gentle rain, washing away the juice of old wounds.
Craving more drama, love, and jaw-dropping twists? Dive deeper into The Baby with Two Fathers, the juiciest Nigerian tale of betrayal and secrets. Subscribe now to unlock exclusive chapters, behind-the-scenes reveals, and get more juicy stories like this. Click here and join the ride.